Hello and welcome to your astrological vibrations for Monday, November 18th, 2024 by Gaia Blooming. I am Mimi and our energy mantra for today is, it is my responsibility to call my power back to me. And saying anything is hard because in the back of my mind, I just keep hearing the refrain, it's the final countdown, with the music over and over and over, because today is the last day of Pluto in Capricorn. Last day and a half. Shifts around noon on Tuesday, noon or a little later depending where we are, but we're down to the end. And in fact today we have our very last transit with it, and it's kind of a small transit, and it happens really early in the AM. We're going to have the moon finishing up in Gemini in an inconjunct with Pluto in Capricorn. But I always feel like the first connection a planet makes when it shifts, or the last connection before it shifts, they give us information on moving forward. And so to me, it's so interesting that we have the moon finishing up in Gemini and it's an inconjunct. We're like, I don't know how to work together with this Pluto and Capricorn vibe. But to me, it's saying, hey, empower the understanding you have over your mind, where it goes, what it does, and your emotions, because it's the moon. So your mind and emotions in tandem, and recognize how powerful these are in your life. So Pluto and Capricorn, it is wrapping up such a major roller coaster ride that we've been on since 2008, because Pluto's always a roller coaster ride. And let me just say this. So many people are celebrating, yay, it's leaving Capricorn, it's moving into Aquarius. Yay, I'm ready for it to be done in Capricorn, for sure. And, oof, Pluto in any sign, Pluto in any connection can be challenging. And so we need to be aware that while this challenge, this gauntlet is ending, right? This fight, this section is ending. We go into the next and we have our next layers of lessons. But looking at where you have gone, what you have done since 2008 when it moved in, can help you understand the battles that you've been fighting, so that you can wrap them up in full responsibility, in your full power. Look to where Capricorn is in your chart to see. Look from your ascendant or your rising sign, but also look from your sun sign where it falls. And that can help you understand the layers of lessons that have bamboozled you. Pluto can be a bamboozler for the last, 16 years? Did I do the math right? I don't even know. 16 to 20 years. That's usually a Pluto transit, right? So, the overall theme with Pluto is one of transformation. It brings destruction and can also bring rebirth, recreation. I think Pluto's greatest work in its transformation is helping us recognize our personal power in any given situation. So in the sign of Capricorn, it's asking us to take back our authority. It's asking us, is your government working for you? It should be working for you, but is it? Questions like that. And let me say that even though Capricorn or Pluto is leaving Capricorn, its effects are still unwinding. And Pluto into Aquarius is going to further some of those effects. So just saying, just because it's over doesn't mean that we're done with the transformation process that Pluto brings. I think the authority thing is so big when it comes to Capricorn, because Capricorn is authority, it's rules, it's government, it's the structure of things, but it's recognizing that it's all in us. And so often we like to give that power away because it can feel scary, but we're all powerful, and we're meant to wield and yield our power with mercy, with goodness, with kindness, with wisdom. And so this is a call to call that energy back. And just look, again, where have you been working? What sector have you been working in regards to your chart? Now, the rest of the astro for today is really interesting with this. We have the moon, like I said, finishing up in Gemini, making one last connection with Pluto, and then shifting into Cancer. And again, speaking of emotions, how interesting that the moon is in Cancer as we finish this up. This might bring some waves of emotion through for us to work through and deal with. Now, the main connection that we have today, I would say, is the Sun and Neptune in a trine. And this is so interesting because this can heighten our intuition, for sure, strengthen that energy within us. But anytime we have Neptune, it can feel a little confusing. It can feel a little foggy. But I feel like the Sun in connection to this, the Sun in Scorpio, is like, I can see beyond the fog. I can see beyond the veils. I can see beyond the illusion. And I think this is powerful for this, to see through the illusion of outside power, to see back into our inner power. Again, Sun in Scorpio also brings us lessons around personal power. Scorpio is ruled by Pluto, so it's very appropriate that we're in Scorpio helping to hype that lesson. We also have Mercury and Jupiter working in an opposition. So again, there's some mental lessons going on here. We have Jupiter retrograde in the sign of Gemini, Mercury preparing to go retrograde in the sign of Sagittarius. And this is asking us to pay attention to what's happening around us, but also to look at things from a higher perspective to help understanding how things are playing out. We can even look at like what's going on in our lives from both of those perspectives, and we can get a lot of wisdom when we can, again, shift perspectives. Moon in Cancer is also connecting to Venus today. Venus actually hanging out in Capricorn. Venus is like, I will take over the Capricorn reins. We might be looking for a little safety in this connection between Venus and the moon, something solid. It's always good to have something solid to lean into. But again, be aware of how you are wielding and yielding your power, and if you are giving it away to what feels like safety. Safety is in you, and safety is in your connection with God's Spirit Universe. And again, this isn't to say that there isn't somebody safe that we can lean into or safe things that we can lean into, but make sure you don't forsake these other things in the name of finding something outside of yourself. What else do we have? Moon and Saturn. Powerful connections throughout this day. Moon in Cancer, Saturn in Pisces. A lot of higher responsibility energy. Again, coming through our emotions. You may find yourself processing. You may feel that shift. You may feel it go from the heaviness of Capricorn to the lightness that Aquarius can feel like. Now again, Pluto in any sign is a lot. So it's still going to be a lot. But you may start to feel some of that energy lightening. Now, my friend said something so profound to me the other day, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is the shift. And what she said, in essence, was people are still trying to make their actions be the impact when you can't fool vibration. And Pluto and Aquarius, we've got to empower our vibrational nature. So Capricorn has us like in the actions. It has us in the physical. But watch for where big vibrational lessons are going to be coming in for us to learn and utilize in this energy. So I'm going to leave that there. Let's look at the cards. I pulled from Shadows and Light, and they showed me this again. The Storm Angel is still here with us. And then we got Ghost of the Past, which I also pulled, I think, right around the election. I pulled Ghost of the Past. I think it was Election Day that I pulled that. Or, yeah. So I pulled one more because I've already done both of those. This is really powerful. I love this card. Sea Beacon Fairy. And it said guidance, but where will it lead you? And it's just reminding us to listen to our higher guidance, not to be too fast, to take the time to feel through, check with source, your inner wisdom. There are many paths, many solutions, but the perfect solution to a problem is there, and you are being guided in and through it. So love that. These cards are really interesting too. Top of the cards is the change card. Here we are. The final countdown just wants to play over and over in my head. The change card, and we have the traveling card. And the traveling card's always a reminder to travel lightly. Where are you going, and do you want to bring this with you? And again, this counts so much with this Pluto transit, because this really can be a rebirth for all of us, especially in regards to the roller coaster we've been on since 2008. But that awareness helps. You can always book a fast check-in reading with me and be like, where's Pluto? What have I been learning? Like, where's Capricorn in my chart? Reach out if you would like to do that. But here we go, dropping this off on the path. Things that we do not want to compromise with anymore. Things that insult our soul. That's part of Capricorn energy too. I think it is, at its highest, is recognizing the power of the soul, the power of your divine self beyond societal demands. So don't compromise your soul self. Look for the good. As always, look for the magic, even in the lessons, even in the tough lessons. And I will tell you, even though it was not in my sign, Pluto and Capricorn definitely brought much challenge to me. So look for the good that it was teaching you. Love the good it was teaching you. Final card is the Lovers. And again, this feels like where we're wanting to lean into something safe. Divine love, God, spirit, universe, I think is one of the safest places that we can lean into, to recognize that it is there, that it is holding us, that it is supporting us. But I think this card is just a card to remind us all, too, of the power of love, and to infuse the power of love into ourselves as we move through everything. So, gonna leave that there. I didn't even look at the rest of the week ahead. We do have Sagittarius coming in. Woo! That's gonna be nice. But this Pluto transit, this is big. This is big. And I don't care who says Pluto isn't a planet. I tell all my clients, especially the ones who are going through Pluto transits, you know Pluto's a planet when you consciously go through a Pluto transit, because, whew, the planet packs a punch. So, besides that, reach out if you would like a little mini reading discussing where Pluto has been in your chart since 2008. And besides all that, the better it gets, the better it gets. There's more than enough love in the world for you. You have the power. And remember who you are, for you are the power and you are the solution. Namaste.